Hi guys, welcome back to the Resinator. Today I'm going to make a tray, but it's going to be from Aquacast. I'm going to try something that I saw on a short that was on a channel called Pepper Please Studio, and I just thought it looked really cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is mix my Aquacast. And I'm told that the best way to do this is to add your powder to your water rather than the other way around. So that is what I'm going to do. And I always make a terrible mess when I'm using any kind of casting powder. So I'm going to keep adding it until it is the consistency that I want, because I know how it's supposed to be, but I also know what consistency I need for what I'm doing here. I sort of have a plan, and that mess was planned for. So Aquacast is made by resins, and I'll pop a link to them in the chat in the description. There we go, it's starting to thicken up a little bit now, we're getting there. There is a proper way to mix this, a proper ratio, and there's also a really handy calculator on the Aquacast page. That's very nearly there, I just want a tiny bit more, I think. But like I said, I'm just eyeballing it because I know how I want it. And this is much smoother from adding the powder to the water. I think it was Nikki from Koenig's Creations and possibly Lula from Nerd Goblin Art as well that both said do it this way around. I think anyway. Right, okay, so I am going to make 3 different colours out of this, but I also need to hurry up because it won't take long for this to start going off. So I'm not going to worry about what's in there. Now I've got 3 different pigments here. These have come from Just Resin and they're awesome pigments. So this one is Tuscan Sun. That's well cool, look how bright that is. But you're going to be shocked to know that that is not quite the colour that I want. I want it darker than that, darker and brighter. Yeah, I reckon that one's right. So that was Tuscan Sun. The next one is Mulberry, which I have used before on the channel. 1, 2, 3. Wow, look at that. That is gorgeous. I reckon if I used this and just did like a marbled effect, it'd be like raspberry ripple ice cream. I reckon one more in there. I actually think, apart from the Eco Pour pigments that I get from Create and Bloom, these are my next favourites because the colours are just awesome. I mean, obviously casting powders are usually white, so that sort of pales your colours down a bit, but these are really, really vibrant. Yeah, that's another good one. Now this one I've never used before, so I don't know what it's like, and this is turquoise. I'm going to go in with 2 first because, like I said, I've never used this one before. Oh wow, look at that. That is a stunning colour. That is awesome. And I can imagine you guys are probably thinking, what is she doing with these colours? They're a bit mad. Yes, I agree, they are. Now, I don't really want a marbled effect, so I want to get these all as mixed in as possible. That is stunning. Right. Let's move that out of the way. Bring in the mould. Now, I want to just put in dollops like that, here and there, not necessarily all the same size. But I do want them as circular as I can get away with. So I'm just gonna stir them around a little bit in the middle. Okay, let's do the pink. And I'm going to go right up against that one. I don't think the colours will mix. I'm hoping they don't. I just want them to sort of butt up against each other. This one's going to end up being a really big one because I can't get it as circular as I would have liked. Right, I'm going to quit on that one while I'm ahead. Let's have a little one up here, I think. Yeah, okay, I've proper overmade this, but never mind. Okay, now to the turquoise. So let's do a small one here, butting up against there. And one over here. I love this colour. That's going to overflow, but that's okay. I don't mind if it goes into the edge. Let's put another one up here. I think that's going to be enough, so I'm going to leave that. Let's give it a little tap. I don't want to tap it and for them to spread out too far. Let's see if I can do anything with that, because that looks a bit dodgy. That doesn't look quite right, does it? Nope, I think I might ruin that. Oh well, it is what it is. I think we'll stop there before I ruin it anymore, but you can kind of see what I was going for. I think I need to perhaps make this a bit thicker because the pigment is liquid, so yeah. So there we go. We're going to let them dry and then I'll be back for the next stage. So these have all cured now, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up some more Aquacast and then we're going to cover these. As you can see, this I popped the leftover colours into other, well, they're coaster moulds, but yeah, I just thought I didn't want to waste it because there was quite a bit left. So what I'm going to do is do this one on camera and then finish the other two off camera, but then we'll demold them all together. So I'm going to pop a couple of scoops in at a time, otherwise I'm going to be here all night. Move that out the way so I don't get any powder in there. I've already splashed a little bit in there anyway. Right, so let's get this poured. Straight away I've got lumps, so that didn't work very well. Just going to tap that down. So I was going to do these off camera, so I might as well do them on camera now, seeing as I've made so much Aquacast. That one's slightly overfilled, but I'll sort that out in a minute. There we go. So I'm going to go and find some moulds to use up this last bit before it starts to cure, and I will see you back for the demold. So it's the next day now, and this has been drying overnight and during the day, so let's pop it out and see what we've got. So I've got a little funny bit there, and that's because for some reason there was a chunk missing out of my mould, which is why I always use this one now for Aquacast. Well, I actually quite like that, but I do need to sand the top of that a little bit. In fact, I might get away with wiping it over with a baby wipe, because that is not very thick where that liquid has seeped through. So let's, yeah, that will come off easy enough. I'm quite happy with that though. Once I've got those bits off, I mean, they're not even adhered to it. I think it's where moisture's gone through. So I'm going to clear that bit off and then sand that little bit down there, and then I'm going to give it a coat with some gloss sealer, and that will bring out the colours. Now this one was one of the extras, and I've already given that a coat of sealer, and you can see the difference in the colour straight away. So yeah, I'm going to go and do that with this, and then you'll see at the end how it's come out. But on the whole, I think once I've cleared this bit up, it's going to be cool. So just to recap, these pigments are from Just Resin, and we've got Tuscan Sun, Mulberry and Turquoise. So stay tuned for the finished pictures, and hopefully these colours will brighten up and I can smooth this out, but I think we're good. So if you like what I'm doing, please pop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It's a couple of little clicks, it's free, and it really helps me grow the channel. Links to everything that I've used in this project will be down in the description, along with the link to my Amazon wish list and to buy me a coffee. The buy me a coffee link is now also where my store is located. There are also buttons down below to join the channel as a member, and the super thanks button, and everything that comes in from all of those goes straight back into the channel. Thank you to all of my members and my subscribers. I really appreciate all of you, and all that's left to say is thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Take care guys. Bye.